Hello, everybody. How y'all doing out there today? Um, this is just one of our little pop-in session where we wanted to talk about hygiene today. So this is one of my specialty projects where I just kind of want to have a little commentary conversation about a subject that is interesting to me. And I decided tonight that I have this conversation with none other than my co-host, Tasha McMack. How's it going, Tasha?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing all right. Tired, glad this week is coming to an end, but not bad today. How about yourself?
I can't complain. I'm glad it's winding on down too.
Yes, it's been a long week, long day. And we just wanted to pop in as I was telling my audience. This is just from time to time, I have these certain topics and subjects
Mhm.
that I just kind of want to have a conversation about. Everybody knows that I do my commentary throughout the week on things that typically tick me off. You know, now this one is just something I want to talk about, and put it off for a couple of weeks, but I want to have a conversation on hygiene. But I want you to tell the audience how this even came up as a topic. Because I think a lot of times people are not sure how we work and come up with these different topics and things like that. So how did we started talking about this?
Well,
Tell the
I
audience.
call this one of your passion projects. You were real big on hygiene, so you inspire this definitely. But I was I was on TikTok and just watching all these different videos and different debates, so to speak, that people are having about hygiene and different things. One of them specifically, the latest one, was about people and the difference of how they wipe after they've gone to the bathroom. This is a real debate. So the debate is, and people were upset that some people actually stand up after they get done. I'm not going to curse. After they get done going number two and really relieving themselves. Some people stand up to wipe because they feel like it's more sanitary as opposed to just like lifting to one side. There's even some people who say that they wipe from back to front. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absurd. But this is something that definitely needs to be talked about.
And folks, there you have it. This literally is a ongoing current
It
TikTok
is.
war of opinions, I guess the best way to put it. And when Tasha first brought this to my attention, you know, who knew that this is a real thing? And the more I looked at it, what was amazing was how many people were that this is really a debatable topic. Now, from where
Mhm.
I sit, this is not a debatable topic.
Uh,
The question here, and because there's another side to this, the question here is that when you take a shit, I'm gonna say it point blank and period. We all have to go. It's a
mhm.
normal body function. Every human being on the planet has to go. If your body is regular, you should be going maybe twice a day at least.
Mhm.
So the reality is, when you eat and your body produces waste, so at some point you have to go to the bathroom and take a dump. The debate is when it comes time to wipe your ass. You done all the shitting that you gonna do. Now you gotta wipe your ass. Do you stand up to wipe your ass or do you wipe your ass sitting down? And there's a camp of people out there and a whole lot of conversation about what's the right way to do it. So Sherry says wiping from back to front will give them the worst infections.
Yep.
Sis, I can't tell you how many people argue against what you just said.
Hmm.
And there are millions of people that think that number one, you should stand. So, Tasha, explain to me the mechanics behind that.
So the thing is they think that by standing up, they're avoiding sticking their hand in the toilet, that they're able to easily access and to better clean themselves. There are very descriptive videos on this TikTok that have been stitched or and duetted so that people can see where they actually show that you there's no way that you can properly clean yourself. But people are really, really making that debate. And then on the other side of it, their whole thing on the other side, people are like, well, I don't want to stick my hand in the toilet. So that's why I stand up. And it's just it's the stupidest thing in the world. It shows you where you're an adult, because these are adults, these aren't kids, these are adults. You've made it this far in your life and you weren't properly shown these things. It explains why you go into these public restrooms and they
Yes,
smell the way they do. You
yes,
come behind somebody and you see the things that you see, and it's nasty.
that we have to debate whether, first of all, let's start here. The idea that you would stand up to wipe your ass, how that could make any sense is beyond me. Think about your ass, and you done sat down, and you done squatted over, and you done chunked off a couple, or ran out some, however it's coming out, chunky, soft, everything in between. And now you telling me that you done. Now, for the those that actually decide to even wipe their stinking ass, because some people,
Mm.
I sat in stalls at the office and literally have been in a stall and I'm in there grunting on my side, somebody's grunting on the other side, and then they finish before I do. You know how you're sitting in this stall and you looking down under the thing and you can see people's feet, you know, and then you hear the door swing open and you see some feet walk, and instead of the feet walking towards the sink, the damn feet walk out the door. And you sitting there in the stall thinking, I know this nasty son of a bitch didn't just sit here and do all this shit and got this bathroom blowed up, and then I walked out of here without wiping their stinking ass. So some people walk out without even wiping their ass, and that's a whole other conversation. But the
Mhm.
idea that you would stand up, now your ass cheeks are all clenched in tight, and whatever shit you done, whether it's runny, hard, puffy, peanut scented corn, whatever, now it's crunched in the middle of your ass. How in the hell are you going to wipe your ass properly? Explain that to me.
I wish that we had someone who was brave enough to come on camera to explain their logic. But that's the other thing too. The people who were commenting this wouldn't stitch it, who would say that they would stand up. They weren't coming on to explain their position. They were only commenting that it doesn't make any sense to lean to one side. That doesn't make any sense. It's the nasty. We're getting ready to head into summertime. And
Yes.
you go into some of those buildings and into grocery stores and it's hot and everything, and you just can't seem to place that funk because it's not just regular body odor. You know it's something extra. And it's stuff like that.
So Tasha, for women, I wanted you on to represent the women. Can you explain to women what the proper way is to wipe your ass when you've taken a dump and the reason why? Please hear this.
Please, for the love of God, people. First of all, let's invest in some of these wet wipes, okay? Not just straight toilet paper. We're going to use flushable wipes. Do not stand up and wipe because you're not going to get everything. If you happen to be a little bit more blessed than others, you may have to lean a little bit further, but get up in there, wipe it until you see nothing else on there. Wash your hands. Do not wipe from the back to the front. That
Why?
is
Why?
disgusting. You are
Why?
going to give yourself a yeast infection, or if not, something more serious. Your stuff might fall off for all I know. Just please stop.
And that even from a medical perspective, I wanted you to say that part as a woman. You know that why in the hell would you wipe from the back? So you bringing the residue of shit basically into your snatch. Now you think that somebody later on, when you ready to get your musty drawers off, that they want to put their head down there. You already had your legs gathered up all day and smells percolating in there all day. You're gonna add to that funk with residue of 3 hours of shit you done and you ain't even wiped properly and you done brought it into your musty snatch. Are you serious?
That's if they're even wiping. Some women, when they pee, they don't even wipe. The crotch of their underwear look like turkey gravy. They don't even wipe and clean that up.
My brother Kenny, like you said, you got to use wipes. Hell, even carry them
Yes.
with you. What happened to women having these? That's why I've always described. I like women that are feminine. You come from the bathroom and you see them put the lotion and wipe the things. I had assumed that this was a no-brainer, but that's why I've been saying all these years. When you get some of these drawers off these hoes, they can walk across the room on their own and sit there and watch you perform whatever you're gonna watch. That's why the smell is absolutely horrific. And I'm a man, and I'm a fat man at that. And I still know that ain't no way in the world my big fat ass can be standing up to wipe my big fat ass. And the idea that what you think I give a damn about reaching my hand in there to wipe? Like Tasha said, you wipe and you wipe and use enough tissue so obviously it don't get on your hands until you don't see nothing else. And then even then, if you're in a position, you like the brother King said, you take some wet wipes. The last thing in the world you want to do is to be going back to sit down in somebody's house, sit at somebody's table where you got shit residue in your ass, and you wonder why when some people sit on you on your couch, or you come behind somebody and they sit down and that whoosh of funk rush up around your eyes and ears and choke you like an onion. Half the time they ain't wiped they stinking nasty no good ass. That's why.
It's some of these people, for the men who's out here wearing their pants off their tail. We can see the stains in your drawers and the booty sweat and everything. So all that is mixing around. For the girls who like to wear the shorts that have everything hanging out and don't like to wear underwear and stuff, ma'am and sir, you are infecting every seat that you're sitting in.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to follow up behind you and have to sit there and get that on my clothes and go somewhere else. It's nasty.
And so from there, let's transition to folks. It's getting ready to get hot. To taking a simple shower or bath. Cause,
Like,
cause,
there's people out there
I
who
know,
don't wash their legs.
I know, that's why I wanted to transition because you said it already that it's getting ready to get hot. But here in the South, it's already kind of hot some days.
Mhm.
We have 80-degree temperatures, and I'm a firm believer that when it starts getting to the point where you're sweating, you should be taking multiple showers throughout the day.
Yes.
The fact that we're working from home, you literally have no excuse now, that you're already at home. Water's damn near free. If you live in an apartment, you're paying for it in a group setting anyway. Use all the goddamn water you want to, but go in there and clean your ass up. So the idea that a lot of these people out here roaming around all day, the guys with their ass hanging out in stores, stuff because they want somebody to bend them over and stuff them. But then even women who traipsing around all day running all these errands, and you mean to tell me you ain't even took a shower and half you and when it get hot, 85, 92 degrees, you only taking one shower? You need multiple showers and then repeat what you just said. Because here's the other argument. Some people believe what you should do even if you're in the shower. Talk about that, Tasha.
So there's the argument about which direction you face in the shower when you're showering. There's the argument about how many times do you wash when you're showering. There's the argument if you use a towel, sponge or whatever, if you just use the bar or your hands. There's also the argument of even washing your legs. There's some people out there, grown people out there, who need to go back to kindergarten when they're learning to how to bathe themselves. Because you can't convince me that there is a whole generation of parents just out here just not bathing their kids. I'm sorry, you can't convince me of that.
Tasha, I'm a beg to differ. I think there really is. I think this newer generation, they didn't place any emphasis on. You know how we growing up, and it was just automatic. You came in from playing, and okay, you got to take a bath before you go to bed. I think there's a whole generation out there where there is no emphasis. If you think about it, when's the last time you hear these new parents telling kids to go take a bath?
You
They're
know?
damn sure not teaching them how to do it, and half of them ain't bathing themselves, you know. And so here we have now we spawned a generation that think about some of the stuff she's saying. There's a school of thought that you have to question whether you should wash your legs. Some people believe that when you get in a shower, it makes
Mhm.
no sense to wash anything below the waist because the water is coming down on you and
Yep.
it's going to clean it anyway. So the idea that you would bend over to wash your feet or your legs or your knees, you know, that's unnecessary because the water is running down anyway. Oh, don't let me forget about there's men
Mm.
who believe that in a shower, you are not supposed to wash the crack of your ass because that's gay.
Yep.
This is a real argument that it's gay that to wash the crack of your ass. Who who thinks that, Tasha?
I don't understand it. I don't understand that logic. Any sort of crease or crevice that you have, it needs it needs some soap and some water on it.
Okay, even right there are people, and I know we've been raised on a generation of watching movies where it looks cute in the movies to step inside the shower and let the water run a little bit on your face and hair and rub it around with your hands. No, people. Get your nasty ass a rag. Oh, by the way, you should have two rags when you're
Minimum.
taking a shower, minimum. You should really have two bath cloths, people,
Yes.
taking a shower. You might say, well, oh my God, why you need two bath cloths? Why would you wash your face and use that same the rag that you're gonna be using on your face to be washing the folds under your belly, behind your knees, behind your ear? You don't do you some of the stinkingest places in the world is behind your ears and behind your knees and the back of your nasty ass neck. Some asses don't get the smell as bad as the back of somebody's ears and neck. You nasty
Yep.
son of a bitch. So why would you take a rag and you wiping all of those areas? Then you're gonna turn around and wash your filthy, nasty face. So you wonder why you got pimples and shit all over your face, and why your skin is all breaking out. You should have minimum at least two bath cloths and put
Yep.
soap on there. Good lathered up soap. Your damn underarms need to come up. There should be a ritual, folks, in that shower. A come to Jesus ritual because you dirty. If you walked around here, I don't care if you ain't went to work. If you sat around all day, your skin has collected microfibers and dust and all kinds of shit and stuff like that. Sherry, you talk about your belly. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Most people act as if they don't even have a belly button. So now you want to go kissing somebody down their neck and you kissing down their belly, and you wonder why before you even get to their stinking ass pussy lips that their stomach smell like shit. It's cause they ain't washed out their nasty ass belly button. You filthy hoes out there. So you you need to go to work under your arms, the back of your, and that don't mean you're gonna get it all in one lather.
No.
Taking a bath is you should be in there to be committed to taking a bath. And like Tasha said, that old I don't want to face the water or face the wall. You should be turning all around. Now I'm
Like
a
a like a rotisserie chicken. That's how
thank
I see it.
go ahead,
Constantly
Tasha.
moving.
Constant movement. If I put it to you like this, folks, if you ain't tired a little bit when you come out the shower, your nasty ass ain't really washed correctly.
And people, please, it start from the top and work your way down. Stop starting at the bottom when you do, and work your way on up. That doesn't make any sense. And the soap is not cleaning the towel. That's why you need more than one,
Bingo.
more than one cloth in there. It is not sanitizing it each time.
Absolutely. Shafana, thank you, baby. Three bath cloths, face, body, and for ass and your private parts. And believe it or not, that's protecting you, believe it or not, because you wonder why you have infections in these private areas
Hmm.
because you're not giving special attention to it. So I'm gonna get graphic here for a second. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to get graphic here. Kendrick says my ex-wife used to laugh at me because I would take 2 showers a day, and if I take a dump after I shower, I'm taking another. My brother Kenny, Right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Bravo.
That's
And
the
that's
way it's
that.
supposed to be.
I don't feel clean unless that's the case. And so now that we work from home, it's not uncommon for me to take 4 baths a day, 4 showers a day. Because if I run downstairs, I'm on the third floor and I go do something, I come back up and the slightest bit of least bit of sweaty, I feel like, oh, it ain't costing me nothing. Well, let me jump in the shower. You know, when
Mm.
I lay down at night, I want to be completely clean. But Shafana, you're right. There's attention to your face with that rag, so that's only for your face. Then for your body, and then your private parts. That you should be protecting them. And I know I'm a man, so I can't speak to a woman parts, but y'all got a lot of stuff going on down there. I would hope you paying some attention to it.
Especially when you're on your cycle. Yes, it is the body's natural way of cleansing itself, but you still during that time, I don't understand how people get away with taking one shower. That no, you if you're on your cycle, take more than one shower. It is not going to hurt you. You got to keep it clean. Nobody really wants to smell that. Nobody.
It
You shouldn't even want to smell it.
really don't. And last night we kind of got at the end of our show, Real Talk for Real Men. We were talking about uncircumcised people, and some people don't even know that for an uncircumcised man, it's an extra level of care you have to take because of the foreskin. And so for a lot of men out there who are uncircumcised, and yes, there are a lot of us, believe it or not, for whatever reason, a lot of men didn't get circumcised. I'm one of them. So for a lot of men, they think it's gay to spend that much attention cleaning your own dick, your own penis. And so, in case you don't understand the mechanics of this, when you uncircumcised and there's foreskin, that every time you pee, that foreskin's covering up the tip of your penis. And so your penis is continually moist. The environment is all any moisture is trapped in there. So if you pee and just shake yourself off and walk on, that urine that's around the head of your penis all over, it's covered up now. So now, ladies, when you wonder why when you go down to give some of these guys head and they dick stink, this is the reason why. Even ones who are circumcised, because some of them believe that to wash their dick off is gay or some shit, that you don't have to do that. Now, if you uncircumcised, you have to pay extra attention. Kenny said a minute ago about having wipes. As a uncircumcised man, I cannot go in the bathroom and just piss like a normal guy. I literally have to pull my foreskin back. I'm sorry, and urinate, shake it dry, take tissue, wipe it dry, wet tissue, wipe it dry. If I'm home, I'm doing a whole wash up. I don't want residue urine in my drawers so that even my drawers smell pissy. No grown ass man, his drawers shouldn't be pissy or have streaks in them with shit. Unless something you sick or something is wrong with you. And so if you don't do this on a regular basis, there is a buildup that happens naturally for the uncircumcised, and it's called smegma. And it would take a woman who's experienced that, because I couldn't tell you what that smelled like, because I would never, I can't under any circumstances. The only way I would get that way, I would have to be in a coma or some shit, the way I couldn't wipe myself. But I've heard these horror stories. And so a lot of times when women find out that you are uncircumcised, there's an immediate kind of pause and a fear, because the hope is that, man, I hope you're clean. I'm proud to say that every time I've dropped my musty drawers, I've never had any complaints. So that's been something I'm very proud of. I will say that.
No, I want to comment on Hannah's point. She said that people think that it's gay to be clean, that and that they're people are weird. I don't know if it's laziness. To me, that's kind of what I'm thinking it is. It's just flat out laziness. They don't want to take that extra step to clean themselves when it's just their body. They'll do anything else to themselves physically,
Yep.
but and outwardly as far as clothes and everything else. But when it comes to that, they definitely ignore that. And it makes no sense. That stuff plays a direct it's a direct response to your health. It can get you
Absolutely.
sick quickly. And
Absolutely.
we wonder why the diseases and everything are running
Absolutely.
so rampant. It's
Absolutely.
because of stuff like that. We're not taking those extra steps.
And even guys out there, if you're wondering why, when and if you do go to the clinic and you have a yeast infection and you thinking as a man, how the hell I get a yeast infection? You could be clean, but the woman you laying down with, if she's not clean and you going in there, especially if you raw dogging, then this
Hmm.
is all reasons why. So we want to have this conversation, folks, so that it's getting ready to get hot, it's getting ready to get warm. Let's pay attention to our hygiene. My sister brought up something that she and I were talking one day. We didn't even realize that we did this, and this is all the years later. We didn't even realize that we did this. I have a habit I've been doing for all my entire adult life. When I make my bed, at night, because I like when I get in my bed, I like for the sheets to be clean and cool. I'm real simple. That's why I like living alone. So as I'm making my bed, I buy women's perfume. You know, People have come in and forced, and they see a women's perfume sitting on my dresser, even though I live alone. Like, okay, what's that? They don't know what it's for. Right before I spread my sheets up, I spray women's perfume on my pillowcase, on my pillows rather, and on my sheets. When I get into bed tonight, because I try not to get in bed. My sister and I, we were raised very strict that when you get out of your bed, you don't get back in your bed, till it's time to go to bed. So we weren't even allowed to sit on the bed. So that's a whole nother thing where Sigmund Freud would have to diagnose us for the stuff we went through with our mother, but it's carried over to us as adults. To the point that though, when I get ready to get in the bed finally for tonight, and I'm gonna take my shower, and it's time to go to bed. I love that when I pull back my sheets, there's a beautiful bouquet of women's perfume. For me, I like women's perfume. I put on cologne and oils every time I take a shower anyway for me to smell my own self. But I like when I pull the covers up, I sleep so much better and I dream so much better. And mentally, I'm in a great space when I lay down and my head hits the pillow and there's perfume smell and the covers perfume smell. So even in my wild and out days, when I used to have people over, and the precious few that would make it to the bedroom, because most of them would actually get done in the living room. You have to be pretty special to make it to the bedroom. But the few that would make it to the bedroom, I used to sometimes have arguments that, well, why does your sheet smell like a woman been in here? And I would have to explain that to somebody. That for me is just one of my routines of being clean. And if you came to my home right now, went in my bathroom, I'm never going to run out of mouthwash, toothpaste, toilet tissue, Comet, cleaning agents. Folks, I don't care where you live in these USAs, damn near every few miles you go to, we got Dollar Generals, Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, and all kinds of stores where cleaning stuff is cheap. So if you can get your food stamps out there and you can make your way to constantly get, crab legs, and you can spend the money on all that other kind of stuff, folks, take you $10. Go to these dollar stores and keep some soap, cleaning agents. There's no excuse whatsoever for your place to smell, to stink. And mind you, I'm talking about your place. Your body is even more precious than that. Soap, you can get it for you can get it for a couple of dollars, folks. 6 bars of soap. Cheap rags. It's no excuse for any of us to be walking around here. And so I wanted to just have a quick conversation. And so the takeaways from this tonight is please don't be standing up to wipe your ass. Please wipe your ass. And if you're a woman, don't be wiping from the back to the front. You create more problems for yourself, sweetheart. If you're in that shower, 2 to 3 bath cloths. And if you're a big man like me, get a big oversized bath cloth so you can soapy that bitch up and then put your leg up and sling that joint between your legs and seesaw to get the crack of your ass. Now, whether that's gay or not, I tell you what, I can crack my ass up from the best of them, and it's gonna smell pretty good if she want to go down there because it is clean. And if you're a woman and you like to be ate out and all of those freaky things, seesaw that thing, work it back and forth. When you come out, you should be a little bit tired, baby. Do some
Cock
work
your
in that
leg up.
show. Cock that leg up and go to work. You know what I'm saying? That same long bath cloth, sling it over your back so you can get your damn back. Twist a little bit. When I come out the shower, I'm legitimately tired because I'm in there taking a real bath. And the last point I'll say, I know some people prefer baths to showers. I gotta say this: a bath is great if you're talking about sitting there to soak your bones for the evening, put some Epsom salt in there. And if you want to put you some nice suds in there to have a nice relaxing bath. But if you're taking a bath to get clean, now this one is my personal opinion, you just sitting in a pool of your own filth.
Yeah.
So I take some baths. I treat myself to a nice hot bath on the weekends as a source of relaxation where I have my wine, my Alexa is playing my favorite music, but this is after I have showered, after I have gotten clean. Because if you're sitting in a tub and you too lazy to stand up and wipe those places, you're still not going to get clean. If you're sitting down in that tub, how in the hell can you really get all up in those crevices and cracks? And then you got a little bit of soap, and now when your dirt is rolling around you like some damn toy, you sit in a big filthy pool of dirt rolling around your stinking ass. So how are you gonna get clean like that? You know? So baths are great for relaxation, but if you're trying to get clean, that's why they created showers. Use the things that benefit us. And like Tasha said, you should be spinning around that bitch like a top. That water should be getting your neck, your back, your front, everything. Lift your titties up. Wipe under them bitches if you got some big ones.
If you got big titties, you got to keep them clean.
Get in there. Get in there and go to work. Get in there. You know, as Kendrick says, wipe that thing, ladies and brothers. Wash your ass. Absolutely. You know, we as men, we like a little special attention, not just on that pipe, but on them balls too. So if you like that, get them clean. You know, don't be afraid to touch yourself. If you're going to date yourself, don't be afraid to touch yourself. Get to know yourself for real.
Right. That moisture breeds bacteria. Even when you get out, dry thoroughly. Because what's the point of doing all that? You get out and then now you just letting the water set. Now you're going to smell funky again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, you go in my home, sitting on my thing, I literally have probably 20 things of cologne because after I dry off, spray myself down. And in the summer, have some nice powder, you know, because you want to sleep nice and cool. There's all kinds of ways. Folks, we got to treat ourselves better. And nobody going to treat you better. It's a shame if somebody treating your body better than you treat yourself. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that. And far as women, if you really want to attract a man, since cooking is no longer the way to a man's stomach, be clean. Cleanliness. You wonder if you want to attract a man's attention, women out there, cleanliness. We're watching all those little things. It says something about a woman when you go in for a hug and she smells clean. You don't have to buy the most expensive perfume. You don't have to be Rihanna's perfume. We just want you to smell clean. When you pass a woman, it's nothing like passing a woman in a store, grocery store, church, or whatever, and you do that double take because she smells really clean. Fingernails look clean and neat. So you ladies out there who spending all that money on them long ass fingernails, half the time we know right then and there that the attention you putting on them nails ain't no way your snatch smell clean because you can't wipe up in there. It's no way. It's no way you can have the long, beautiful fingernails and be wiping your ass and snatch properly. So we know right then and there she stinks. I don't, you know, so we pay attention to those things. The new aphrodisiac, the new sex appeal is hygiene.
Yes. We're bringing it back. It's a PSA. We're bringing it back.
And we're going to end on that note. You want to be sexy this summer? In addition to working on your body, working out, hygiene, be clean. We're going to leave you there with that. God bless you, everybody. We'll see you this Saturday.